In the grand scheme of things, 2020 was a good year for Kittywham Productions. Despite everything that has gone wrong these last 12 months, God is trustworthy and true in big ways and small ways. And as a company, we feel so blessed to have been able throughout the year to keep publishing scripts, staging dramas, and producing content through new mediums we've never even tried before. Hey guys, this is Rochelle Ferguson here doing the voiceover. I am the manager of Kittywham Productions, Plays with a Punch, and you may recognize my voice if you listen to my podcast, Unknown Friends, which I'll talk more about in a minute. I'm here to share what the highlights of 2020 looked like for Kittywham Productions. Thinking back over the year, the first thing that comes to mind is that, surprisingly, we were able to publish 4 new scripts this year, whereas in 2019 we only published 2. This brings us to a total of 19 scripts currently offered through our website, 10 stage plays and 9 short skits. Of the 4 released in 2020, 2 scripts were full-length plays, The Return of Ben Morgenstern and League of Heroes, and 2 were 10-minute skits, Team Hero and Hipster Holidays. As a lot of us have experienced, a hidden blessing of 2020 was the creativity and improvisation the year inspired. And one way that shaped our publications this year is that we chose digital publication only for our scripts in 2020, rather than offering printed copies of our new plays and skits. While this means that our customers this year had to independently print the scripts they purchased, the huge advantage is that we can now offer customization services for many of our scripts. Take The Return of Ben Morgenstern, for example. I wrote this play a year and a half ago for a cast of 11 actors, but in the spring of 2020, I did some editing to give the script a flexible cast size, and it can now support up to 25 cast members, all with speaking roles. And so since we now offer this and other scripts digitally rather than as pre-printed scripts, if you're interested in purchasing The Return of Ben Morgenstern and you have anywhere from 11 all the way up to 25 actors in your cast, we can now customize the script to exactly match your number of performers and then email you your personalized PDF script. But we went digital this year in more ways than one. In March, we released our first DVDs, complete video recordings of live performances of some of our dramas. So far, we have produced 3 of these recordings, and the DVDs are available for purchase on our website. We have Rejected, the Inside Story, performed in 2012, The Return of Ben Morgenstern, performed in 2019, and The 12 Months of Christmas, performed in 2016, and those are all available in our online shop. This coming year, we hope to produce another DVD to add to the collection, this time of a new play I wrote in 2020, which was performed just this past December. As Ever, Sam is a World War II drama I wrote last fall, and while it was possibly the hardest thing I did all year, without a doubt I can say it was one of the most rewarding projects of the year. After weeks of brainstorming and research, and then weeks more of writing and rewriting, I finally finished the script in September, and then the cast came together to start rehearsing the play in October. Then after more than 2 months of preparation, they performed the drama the week of December 13th, and let me tell you what, I could not have been prouder of this cast and crew. They just did fantastic work. The performances were live streamed on YouTube and Facebook, partly because COVID restrictions limited in-person attendance, but hundreds watched online, and the recording is still available on the Kittywham Productions YouTube channel if you haven't yet seen the drama for yourself. Several other churches and schools performed Kittywham plays this past year, and while many of the productions were not live-streamed online, I can point you to one performance that is still available to view on Facebook. Early in 2020, before COVID hit, Heartland Christian School in Indiana performed my play Rejected, the Inside Story, and they did a wonderful job. I watched their whole production and I loved how they brought the story to life and communicated its message so well. And if you're interested in viewing their recording, you can easily find it under the recordings page on the Kittywham Productions website. On the topic of videos, another step forward this year for Kittywham Productions has been sharing more content on our YouTube channel. Hopefully you were following along over the past few months as we shared behind-the-scenes clips from rehearsals of our play As Ever Sam, as well as some sketch comedy, including a performance of our newest script release, our comic Christmas skit Hipster Holidays. We are continuing to plan YouTube content for 2021, so if you're interested, be sure to subscribe to the channel to be alerted when we upload new videos. And lastly, perhaps one of the biggest surprises of the year, for us and everyone else, was the launch of our podcast in April. So I am not only a writer, but also an avid reader, which is kind of necessary if you want to be a writer. And during the early stages of lockdown, I decided to start producing a weekly book review podcast. We named the podcast Unknown Friends after a statement made by French novelist Honoré de Balzac. Reading brings us unknown friends, and our first season lasted from mid-April to Thanksgiving, with 32 books reviewed over the course of those several months. Everything from 19th century classics through the 20th century, all the way to contemporary 21st century novels. It has been awesome to learn this new medium and try a new type of content, and since you guys seem to enjoy the book reviews and analysis, I am excited to be launching Season 2 this week on Wednesday, January 13th. Episode 1 will feature my review of the charming little book 84 Charing Cross Road by Helene Hanff. So tune in to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever your favorite podcast app is if you're interested in listening to Unknown Friends. Continuing to look ahead quickly to the coming year, we will be publishing at least 2 new scripts in 2021, perhaps more, which means we will for sure hit 21 scripts in the year 2021, which pleases my sense of congruity. I will be continuing to write new dramas. We intend to produce more DVDs of past performances to add to our offerings online, and unless we are prevented by COVID restrictions, we do plan to be an exhibitor at homeschool conventions in Missouri and Ohio this spring, and I will be speaking there as well, presenting workshops on the philosophy and theology of theater. Now lastly, there is one more big project we have in the works here at Kittywham Productions, which has been kept undercover for several months, but it will be coming to light soon. I am not yet at liberty to spill the beans, but I can tell you that we started this project back in July of 2020, and we hope to have it completed this spring. It is drama, of course, because that's what we do, and it has involved a wonderful cast that initially had to meet and rehearse over Zoom, which was a first for us, but eventually we were able to get together in person to work on our project last fall. It's currently in the final stages of production, and we will be able to share more details soon. Thank you everyone for your support of Kittywham Productions, customers, audience members, podcast listeners, YouTube viewers. You all help make what we do possible. So thank you so much for sticking with us through 2020, and here's to a new year moving further up and further in.